Sometimes there's a quiet ache inside, a feeling that something isn't quite right. It whispers that life should feel more peaceful, more joyful, but instead there's a heaviness, like carrying a burden that was never truly yours to bear. It might be a voice that says, "I'm not enough," or "I'll never get it right." These thoughts don't come out of nowhere. They rise from the stories that have been told and retold inside the mind, stories picked up from long ago. And most of the time, those stories were never the truth to begin with. They may have started as reactions to pain or as attempts to feel safe, but now they have settled deep into the heart, shaping how life is seen, how choices are made, and how joy is received or blocked. There is such deep tenderness in recognizing this. There is no need for shame. So many carry stories that don't belong to them, stories that were passed down from people who didn't know any better, from childhood, from old surroundings, from moments when love was missing or misdirected. These stories were once survival tools, but you are not meant to carry survival tools forever. At some point, it is time to thrive. It is time to awaken gently and ask, is this really my story? Or is it someone else's idea of who I should be? It is easy to go through life on autopilot, repeating the same thoughts day after day. And the mind, when left unchecked, becomes a powerful narrator. It repeats old lines like a familiar song. "This always happens to me," or "I can't do this," or "nothing ever works out." But just because the mind repeats something doesn't mean it's true. The mind has simply grown used to the script, that's all. And scripts can be rewritten with kindness, with intention, with love. The first and most powerful thing you can do is pause. Just pause and listen, not to the noise outside, but to the echo inside. What story is being told about your worth, your value, your safety? Is it a story of limitation, of fear, of always needing to try harder? If so, it is not your story. It is a story that was picked up somewhere along the way, maybe from a place where love was given with conditions, or where mistakes were met with punishment instead of patience. But now there is another way. You are not the same person you were when that story began. You have grown, endured, learned, and become so much more. The story that says you are broken or not enough. What if it's not true at all? What if that story was never the truth, only a misunderstanding passed down through time? What if underneath all of it, there is something whole, pure, and wise, just waiting to be heard? Begin right here. Take a deep breath, and with your hand on your heart, gently say, "I am open to hearing a new story about myself." You don't need to believe it fully yet. Just be willing. That small crack of willingness lets the light in. The mind often tries to keep you safe by repeating what is familiar. If criticism was familiar, it will repeat that. If fear was familiar, it will replay it like a loop. But familiar doesn't mean true, and what is familiar can be changed. You are not locked in. You are not stuck. You are not behind. You are simply waking up. There is great power in noticing your inner words. Each thought is like a seed. When planted often enough, it grows roots, and those roots reach deep into how you feel, how your body responds, how your energy moves. But you can plant new seeds. You can grow a garden of self-trust, peace, and gentle power. Let yourself be kind to your past stories. Don't fight them. Don't push them away. They were trying to protect you once. Thank them and tell them, "I don't need you in the same way anymore." Then lovingly guide your thoughts toward truth. I am worthy just as I am. I am safe to be who I truly am. I can choose thoughts that heal and free me. Say these softly, often, not to fix anything, but to remember what is already true beneath the noise. Now, let's look more closely at how this story even got there. Often, the mind is like a sponge in early life, absorbing everything. It doesn't know what to reject or accept. It just soaks in words, tones, and patterns. If love was given only when perfection was shown, then the mind learns, I must be perfect to be loved. If approval was given only when things were done right, then the story becomes, if I make a mistake, I'll lose everything. These become beliefs, but beliefs are not facts. They are just thoughts practiced over time. Sometimes the stories even come from the generation before, passed like emotional hand-me-downs. Not because anyone was cruel, but because they too were carrying heavy stories. You do not need to carry those any longer. You can bless them, forgive them, and choose again. Thoughts are not chains, they are clouds. They pass, and you have the power to notice them, soften them, and gently guide them to a new place. That's where the healing begins, not by forcing change, but by making space for it. One of the simplest ways to begin is through awareness. Sit quietly for a few minutes today. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Ask yourself gently, what do I keep telling myself when I feel afraid? Write down what comes. Then ask, is this really true? And then, is there a kinder way to speak to myself? The healing happens in those quiet moments, in the space between one breath and the next, in the soft choice to be kinder today than yesterday. There's nothing to fix. There is only more of yourself to discover, to accept, to love. You are not broken. You are unfolding, and every step you take to shift your inner story is a step toward freedom. It doesn't matter how long you've believed the old story. It doesn't matter how many times it's been repeated. What matters is this moment, this choice to listen deeper, to speak softer, to open to the truth. And what is the truth? You are already enough. You are already loved. You are already whole. The story that says otherwise was never the truth. It was just a shadow. And now the light is returning. Let it come in. Let it wash over you like sunlight through a window. You are safe. You are seen. You are ready. The next time the old story whispers, just smile. Thank it for trying to protect you. And then gently remind yourself, that's not my truth anymore. This is your turning point, a moment of soft, gentle clarity. You don't have to push or prove. You just have to allow the truth to rise, allow the love to return, allow the real story, the one where you are always enough, to finally be heard. And when it feels difficult, when the old voice gets loud, come back to your breath. Place your hand over your heart and speak kindly to yourself. I am learning a new way. I am choosing a new story. I am becoming who I really am. Let today be the day you begin, not with pressure, but with grace, not with force, but with a soft invitation to come home to yourself. The truth is waiting, and it is beautiful. There is something so powerful about giving yourself permission to pause and ask, is this still true for me? That quiet, reflective question is like a key. It opens a door inside, a doorway into a softer truth that has been patiently waiting to be heard. And once that door is open, something beautiful happens. The old story, the one filled with fear or lack or shame, begins to loosen. Not because we're fighting it, but because we are choosing to step aside and make room for something more loving to take its place. The moment you become willing to question the painful thoughts, you are already changing. The moment you say, maybe I don't have to believe this anymore, your whole inner world starts to breathe again. You create space, and in that space, healing takes root. Let this be a gentle unfolding. You don't have to rush to rewrite everything overnight. All you need is a little willingness to listen differently. Start by noticing one thought you often repeat, one that tightens your chest or brings sadness to your heart. Then ask yourself, who gave me this thought? Where did it come from? Perhaps it's something absorbed from a time when you didn't yet know how to protect your inner space. And that's okay. Now you do. Imagine placing that old thought in your hands and looking at it lovingly, not with judgment, but with curiosity. Let yourself say, "Thank you for trying to keep me safe, but I don't need you anymore." That small moment of recognition, that simple breath of grace, begins to set you free. From there, you are ready to create space for truth. And truth always feels lighter. It doesn't make the body tense. It doesn't create fear. Truth feels like relief, like coming home. To begin, try something very simple and very kind. Look into a mirror today, gently, and say, "I am willing to hear a kinder story about myself." Don't worry if it feels awkward. Don't worry if a part of you resists. That's only the old story protecting itself. But you are not your old story. You are the one choosing to listen to something new. You may wish to write a few gentle truths in a journal, not grand declarations, just soft, true notes. Like, "I have a kind heart. I want peace. I am open to love." These are the seeds of a new story. And as you write them, your nervous system begins to respond. The body softens, the breath deepens, the heart opens a little more. That's the wisdom of the body. It always recognizes the truth. Now that you are beginning to let go, you may wonder, what do I replace this with? What becomes the new story? And the answer is simple. You begin to speak to yourself as you would to a beloved soul. Gently, honestly, lovingly, you become your own source of safety, of encouragement, of truth. You can begin writing a new story even if you're still healing. Especially if you're still healing, you can begin by saying, "I don't have to believe everything I think." That one sentence can carry so much light. It clears space. It gives you permission to be both human and holy. You are both. Try this today. Write a letter to yourself, but let it come from your heart, not your old beliefs. Write as if you are your own most loving guide. Tell yourself what you long to hear. Tell yourself that it's okay to not be perfect, that it's safe to rest, that joy is not something to earn, but something to receive. Your words are powerful. When spoken with love, they begin to shape the way your world feels. That's why affirmations are more than just words. They are emotional medicine. They guide the nervous system, calm the body, and reshape the pathways of the mind, but only when they are offered with kindness. So don't force yourself to say things you don't yet believe. Instead, try gentle affirmations like, "I am learning to trust myself," or "I am allowed to grow at my own pace." These are kind. These are true. And then you keep going, because healing is not a single act. It is a new relationship with yourself. Each time you notice the old voice returning, you can say, "That story is no longer mine," and then breathe and choose again. The mind will resist sometimes. That's natural. It may try to pull you back into the old familiar pattern. But you are not the mind. You are the one watching the mind. You are the one with the choice, and your choice is stronger than your fear. Keep your language soft. Speak gently to your thoughts, like you would to a child who is learning. If you catch yourself judging, pause, return to love. Say, "It's okay. I'm learning a new way." There is something else to remember. Repetition is how we learn the old story, and repetition is how we learn the new one. It's not magic, it's consistency. Each time you say something kind to yourself, even if you don't fully believe it yet, you are planting seeds, and those seeds take root, slowly, quietly, beautifully. Let the new words feel like a soft blanket. Wrap them around your heart each day. Speak them aloud or write them down. Place them where your eyes will meet them in the morning. The more you engage with these loving truths, the more your inner world begins to reflect them. And there will come a moment, unexpected and beautiful, when your body sighs in relief because it believes you. It believes you are safe, that you are good, that you are enough. That is the power of truth. It restores. Begin with small rituals, a hand on your heart, a kind word at bedtime, a loving reminder in the mirror. These are not small things. They are powerful practices. They teach the nervous system that life doesn't have to be a battlefield. It can be a sanctuary. And when you feel like giving up, don't try harder. Try softer. Go slower. Breathe deeper. Listen more gently. Healing happens not through force, but through grace. Let yourself be proud of this. You are changing your story. You are doing something brave and sacred. You are walking a path back to your truth. The old story may whisper still, but it is losing power because you are rising. You are remembering. You are speaking the truth, one loving word at a time. Truth doesn't shout. It doesn't rush. It waits quietly for your return. And as you come closer, you will feel it in your breath, in your body, in the way your spirit begins to soften. This is the new story, and it begins right here, with love, with gentleness, with you. Truth is never loud or demanding. It comes like a breeze that softens your skin, like the warmth of early sunlight on a quiet morning. And when you start feeling that gentleness within, something beautiful begins to unfold in the body. The muscles loosen, the breath slows, the heart becomes less guarded. That's how truth feels, not like fear, not like confusion, but like peace, like relief. And when you begin telling yourself a story rooted in that kind of peace, everything inside responds. Your body has always been listening. It remembers the words you repeat often. It carries the weight of old beliefs like armor. And yet, it also blooms in response to kindness. When you say to yourself, I am lovable, or I deserve to rest, your body hears that and softens. Your cells listen. Your breath listens. Even your heart begins to trust a little more. That is the wisdom of the body. It always knows when you are speaking the truth. You don't have to fake it. You don't have to pretend. Just start with a whisper. I'm open to healing. That alone opens a doorway, and through that doorway, a whole new experience can walk in. There's no need to fix everything right now. There's no rush. The truth waits patiently, and every time you turn toward it, even for a moment, you are reclaiming your life. You are telling the universe, I'm ready for something real, something kind. Notice how the body feels when a thought is harsh. There's a tightening, a shrinking. Now notice what happens when the thought is soft and kind. There's an opening, a deep breath, a sense of calm. That's your guidance. That's how you know when a thought is rooted in love. Let your body help you choose which thoughts to keep. Truth doesn't mean everything becomes perfect. It simply means you no longer abandon yourself. You no longer believe that your worth comes from struggle or approval. You begin to live from within, from that steady place that says, I am enough now. The old story will try to return. That's part of its pattern. But now you know something it doesn't. You know how to listen beyond it. You know how to pause and ask, is this loving? Is this true? And if the answer is no, you can gently set it down. You don't have to argue. You don't have to fight. Just step aside and let truth take its place. The process may feel unfamiliar at first, but with time, it becomes natural, like breathing, like coming home. It becomes the new rhythm of your life, one rooted in truth and peace and inner kindness. The mind may still wander back to the old ways, but each time you lovingly bring it home, each time you choose the softer thought, each time you speak to yourself with compassion, you are planting something new in your spirit, and that new garden will grow. Let yourself smile at how far you've come. Even in the quiet moments, you are creating something powerful. You are changing the way you live with yourself. You are no longer waiting for the world to tell you your worth. You are discovering it for yourself. There is no finish line. There is no final test to pass. Just this moment, and the next, and the next. Each one is a chance to return to love. You may wish to end your day with gratitude, not forced, but gentle. Ask yourself, what truth did I remember today? What thought did I shift? Even the smallest change matters. Every breath taken in kindness is a new step forward. Let yourself rest in that knowing. The journey is unfolding. You are walking with grace. You are moving in the direction of truth, and your soul knows the way. As we come to a close, let me offer you one final truth to hold close. You are more than the stories you were told. You are more than the thoughts you've repeated. You are not broken. You are becoming. Repeat this softly if it feels right. I now choose to tell myself the truth. I am loved. I am whole. I am free to be me. Let that be your compass. Let that be your song. And whenever you forget, simply return to this moment, this breath, this quiet choice to be kind to yourself again. This is how the healing happens. Not all at once, but gently, steadily, with love. You are ready. The truth is waiting, and it has always lived inside of you.